It is at that point, once the initial contact has been made and the fire security is trying to go out, the squad leader will then move to assess the problem, right? Is this something that I need to break contact with, or is this something that I think I can push through? Right. So the squad leader, if you guys think of it as we kind of went over this last week, the squad column. So this is the most advantageous position to go in through, right? So you have your alpha team, you have your squad leader, right? Say we're in traveling Overwatch, and you have your Bravo team. So in this case, say Alpha team reacted to contact and is under fire. They are you've heard War Daddy if you've been in an East class, the Ting versus Ted, right? So the support Ting element or Ting is Alpha, they're the ones under fire. The maneuver element or the support TID element is going to be Bravo, right? And so when we're traveling in this, say Alpha takes fire, the squad leader's kind of in the middle. The second fire team's kind of out of context, so they can be back there, right? The squad leader is going to go forward and kind of assess the situation on what's going on so that he can better determine whether he needs to break contact or he can start maneuvering that supported element, right? That flanking element. So once that's kind of been determined that we can go ahead and support through that enemy, the squad leader will then determine or move back to the fire team, determine a quick path that best gives cover and concealment. And they will begin, say, the enemy is right here. He will then begin moving on a flank towards the enemy. That's going to have a good path of cover and concealment. Who can tell me we're going over a refresher. Who can tell me what's the difference between cover and concealment? Beezy.
Cover is anything that stops rounds coming in. Concealment is anything that breaks a line of sight.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Voodoo, but please wait to be called on.
Sorry.
That is correct, though. All right. So, right, we're going to be using that cover and concealment, anything that either hides me or protects me from bullets. So, we're going to go onto that flank. Towards the edge or last point of that flank, right, before I leave that cover and concealment, you have what's called an assault point, or AP, or LCC, which stands for last concealment and cover. Right? So that is the position that I wait to before I move through the area. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Do I have anybody who's lost yet? The X in about 2 minutes. Why do we want to try to get off the X? Mr. Lillum. Like after we killed the enemy, why do I want to take 2 to 3 minutes and then leave?
Because you'll be flanked.
No, so the enemy we don't know where the enemy is, right? So rather than staying there in a marked position that we just blew to hell, I'm going to go leave and reposition. There's no point in me staying on that X. I've done what I need to do, so I'm just going to leave. Right? And once I've left, I can do whatever else I need to do. And really, once I've left, that's really the end of the actual squad assault. So I know that was a lot of shit thrown at you. Do I have any questions? Because I'm about to start showing a video that'll give you guys a visual demonstration other than my shitty Microsoft Paint of what we're actually going through. Do I have any quick questions before I start the video?
Yeah, I got one.
What you got?
All right, so
got,
playing
bud?
as an SO, do you tend to stick with your TED or your Ting element?
I
really
tend to
just
support with
situational?
my 90% of the time I'm going to go with my flanking element, just because I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure that we're picking a good maneuver, right? And I want to direct that fire team with a little bit more micromanagement than normal on how to flank. Because while the fire team leader is completely situational and should have some of the best situational awareness, I may see something that he doesn't. I was also the one directly up at the contact, and I'm directing him how far to go around, right? So as the squad leader, I should know, even with the 3Ds, I'll typically have a better idea of where people are, be it friendlies or enemies.
Makes sense.
All right. Do I have any questions?
I got a question
Any more
as
questions?
well.
What's up?
When does the squad leader, I guess, like, kind of what's the criteria to elevate this towards platoon status, right? So let's say you had another supporting element further to your right in this engagement, right, further to the right of the X. do you then coordinate, like, I suppose, do you kind of have a heuristic for, hey, we're running into enough fire here that just my Bravo team is probably not going to be able to
So
effectively flank and kill this element?
our U.S. Army rule of thumb is what I'm going to give you, and that is a 3-to-1 advantage. Now you're
Okay.
never going to fucking get that in Vellum. But I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It could be 2 dudes shooting at me with a hot dog. If I got a supporting element like right off my right as a squad leader, I'm gonna try to go with that because more guns to the fight means more friends,
Roger. That makes sense.
right? Like if I have the capability to do so, I'm always gonna elevate. But I will say this:
Okay.
platoon assault is completely fucking different.
Yeah, we're in the tactical pause. So
Alright, move into the house, into the house.
But yeah, so
Sorry,
the
by the
initial
house.
suppression you guys had on me was really good. I'm not sure if someone to my left was also shooting at you guys. It sounded like maybe. Go ahead.
I believe there was somebody to your left
To the
there.
north. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, because yeah, there one thing was that, like, you know, sending guys across the little open area here where we have like defilade to my left, that you guys could, assuming nobody's on my left on the north, you might want to do that, right? Just when we're sending our flanking element, trying where they at least can't be seen, but ideally can't be shot either. And then I think when that happened, roughly the same time, there was a gap in the fire where there were like 3 seconds where I didn't take any bullets or
Yeah.
explosions near me, and that's just going to be communicating where we are with our magazines and stuff. But you guys did well. Like, the violence of action upon initial contact was really good, and then it was a at least relatively quick flank, as much as Bellum allows for. So, yeah. What did you see? Oh my God.
it's a
What's
great
your
Beagle.
name?
All right, so it looked fucking good to start with. Like, violence of action, like Souls was saying, was fucking solid. One of the things I noticed, squad leader, you took a fucking pause right in the middle of an open field. Like, you are kind of an important asset here, so try to get down and then pick a team you're going to maneuver with. Whether you're going to set up that base of fire with the team that took the initial contact, or you're going to maneuver, right? So even though you guys aren't squad leaders right now, those are things you're thinking about. Good job making a decision. Sure, you probably could have done better if you shifted them to the right to flank, but I'd rather you make a decision than no decision at all. So fucking way to go on that. Like you said, there was a significant gap. Once you get to that point, you guys just need to start going controlled pairs and talking with the guys next to you for firing. Finally, at the very end, when you guys are doing your LOAs, right? So I think it was Bravo that assaulted through, correct?
It was, yes.
Yeah. So Bravo was the first team that assaulted through, right? So